Hey everyone, this is Kharissa with Heart to Heart. This week's episode is titled Loving Ourselves, Loving Yourself. And so the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to take off those masks. I want you guys to humble yourselves, be very real with yourself, very honest. And we're going to start this off by basically answering two basic questions. The first one is, who are you pretending to be? When we pretend to be other people, we're uncomfortably and completely hiding who it is that we really and truly are, just to gain the approval of others. And I know when I used to do this, I was definitely hanging out with different types of people, no matter what they liked, because I wanted people to accept me for who I was, and I wanted people to like me. And and so, when I was with them, I was one person. When I was by myself, I was someone else. And it sucked because I felt like I was never really me. And, I've noticed, through my walk with Christ, we really live in a society where they want you to be your best all the time. People want you to be happy all the time. They want you to be positive. They want you to have no flaws and to be absolutely perfect. But, when as I did my walk, I realized, there is no perfection here. I am not perfect, and I can't pretend to be. And I think that that's something, that's a very important thing that people need to understand and to realize, that you're not perfect. You have flaws and imperfections, and it's okay to embrace those things. Also, have you ever noticed how tiring or how damaging and how much hard work it is to be someone else? I noticed that those days where I would go out and party a lot, I'm not technically a party person, but when I would do it, that's a lot of money to pay for drinks, and a lot of money to go, buy a new outfit every weekend because you didn't want to wear the same thing to this different clubs and stuff like that. Those things cost a lot of money, and I was putting all this time and effort and money into things that I could have been saving up for something else. And it's even harder when you're in high school or in college, and you want to have the cool handbag, or nicer, you want to get your hair done or get your nails done, things like that. And the thing about that is that you're still never satisfied. In the end, you're never happy. I know I wasn't. I was still not happy. At the end of the day, when I went home with my hangover, I was still not a happy person. I still was longing to fit in, and the only thing that satisfied me in the end was when I came into Christ. That was when I really started to feel like I am myself. The second question would be, who are you looking to impress? So is it a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a best friend, co-workers, classmates? Who is it that you're trying to, be this new person with? The thing with people is that, those people who you're really trying to impress, they might not actually be the people that are intended to be in your life. And if you give those things to God, if you give your situation up to God, He's most likely gonna start tearing apart those bonds and those relationships that you have with those people. But if He does, let Him do it. It's for your own good, and in the end, it will be for your best interest, and it'll be the best thing for you. I know there were some people who were in my life that I wanted to keep around, and God was like, listen, it's time to break those chains, honey. And I'm like, no, but I like these people. And He's just like, but they're not in the plan. And I'm like, all right, that's fine. And I let Him do it His way because I trust Him. It's all about trust and letting God do what He has to do for your life. And that was honestly the best decision I ever made. I wanted to give you a verse. It's Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, and it says, so God created mankind in His own image. In the image of God He created them, male and female He created them. So basically this is just saying that God created you, honey. Okay, He created men and women in His image. Now, God is absolutely glorious. He's super amazing, super powerful, and He can do anything. So what does that say about you? It says that you are a powerful person. You are courageous, and you're built for some type of purpose. Everyone has their own unique purpose, and God has placed you in this world, in your circumstances, for a reason. And I guess what I want you guys to really do is to really be appreciative of who God has called you to be. And I know that's really hard, but be appreciative of who God's called you to be and appreciate your imperfections. I know that if I had the body that I wanted, I would be a pretty horrible person. If I had everything that I wanted, if I had the personality I wanted, if I had the circumstances I wanted, I wouldn't be me, and I would actually probably dislike myself more than I did in the beginning. But, whatever God's plan is for your life, whatever you're going through, this is all for His glory. It's all for His plan. And I spoke to my mom once about how in middle school, when I was teased, like for the whole 2 years that I was there, and I really didn't have any friends and things like that. And she was like, but you know what? If you didn't go through that, you wouldn't be relatable to people who have been through that situation. And it's pretty true, because I'm going to be a teacher hopefully next year, and the whole thing in school is like bullying and things like that. And my mom was like, those kids, like, if they get bullied and they need someone to talk to, they can talk to you, because you've been there, but you came out of it and you survived, because some kids don't make it out, and that's amazing to me, because I really didn't think of my situation as like, oh wow, this is actually, even though it was a bad thing at the time that I had to go through it, but because I survived and I made it out, I can do this. And I want you to know that you can survive too. I think the best thing for you guys to really do is to be real with yourself, be honest with yourself, but don't keep it in. Don't hold those situations and circumstances that you've been through to yourself. The best thing to do is to pray about it and give it to God, because He's the only one that can free you and emancipate you from those insecure feelings, from those terrible, flashbacks that you have, and from those situations that you're either currently facing or situations that you faced in the past. Let God change your life. Let Him change the people around you. Let Him change your heart. And when you pray about it constantly and you give it to God, if you feel a negative feeling, pray about it and say, Lord, take this and please turn it positive. And I want to see, my life from your perspective, God, please. When you do that, I'm telling you, like, your life is really going to change. So I just want to say I love you guys. Please, for the next 2 weeks, just pray about it. Start making changes. Start changing your life. Start asking God to change your heart, your circumstances, the people around you. Tell Him that you don't want to be this way anymore, and you want to be who He called you to be. So for next week, I have a Bible reference that I want to talk to you guys about. A guy who really was the beginning for me to really change my life, and it was Gideon, in Judges chapter 6 and 7. So if you guys want to read up on it beforehand, you can, but I'll have my own verses, and also I'll give you guys a synopsis. So if you haven't read it, I'll talk to you about it. So I pray that you guys have an amazing week. I hope this helped. Part 2 is about Gideon, and I love you guys so much. So have a great week. Bye.